Hi there, it's Lukasz for the Tech Travel Geeks, and this is my review of the Mi 11 Ultra, a high-end device from Xiaomi released in April 2021. I received an early review unit from the Mi Community UK, and I had this phone for around 3 weeks. In this video, I'll discuss all the aspects of this phone, but while I will talk about the camera performance and share a number of sample photos, I will separately share a dedicated camera review video, as I've taken almost 1,000 photos and videos with this device. Expect that to come soon, and to not miss it, make sure to subscribe to the Tech Travel Geeks to see more videos from us. Let's start with the build quality and design. But before we start talking about anything else, we need to address the elephant in the room, the huge camera bump on the back. It's the very first thing you notice when you look at the phone. It stands out quite a bit, but to me it's really justified. First, it houses 3 cameras, including one of the largest camera sensors in any phone so far, reaching almost 1 inch in diameter. Plus, there's also a secondary screen, which we'll discuss soon. What's most surprising to me is that the phone is so balanced because of that bump that it actually can stand on its own. If I still had the device and if we still had parties, this would definitely be my favorite party trick. Since it covers the entire width of the phone, the bump also stops the phone from wobbling when you put it on the table, which is an unexpected plus as well. The Mi 11 Ultra is a top-of-the-line device from Xiaomi's Mi line, which guarantees that this is a premium device, and it definitely is one, including the build quality. The back is ceramic, similar to last year's Mi 10T Pro 5G, which Matteo is reviewing, and this year's Poco F3, which I am currently reviewing as well. Similar to those devices, it's also a fingerprint magnet, so you might want to consider using a phone case. However, the ceramic back and the metal frame itself should ensure great durability and endurance of this device. My review device came in the ceramic black color, but there are also the ceramic white and marble ceramic variants available in some markets. One premium feature that stands out among other Xiaomi devices is the IP68 rating, which I'm really happy to see, as I do like to get my phone wet from time to time. But you'll also notice that the phone is quite large and heavy, clocking in at 234 grams. It's not a phone for fans of tiny devices, and you're likely to have to use 2 hands from time to time. But you knew it from day one, there's a reason it's called the Ultra. However, if you disregard the camera bump, you'll see that the phone is almost the same width and actually narrower than the Redmi Note 10 Pro by Xiaomi, so if you're used to larger phones, you should be perfectly fine. Part of the reason for the size is the screen, and it's one of the best features of this phone. It's a 6.81-inch AMOLED display, one of the best screens currently available. It supports the resolution of up to 1440 by 3200 pixels in the 20:9 aspect ratio, which makes it fantastic for consuming content. What makes it even better is that it supports both the HDR10 Plus and Dolby Vision standards, so you should be able to see great contrast and dynamic range when consuming content. I really enjoyed watching some Netflix or YouTube on it. The screen is also really bright at 900 nits, and with a peak of 1700 nits, which is one of the brightest available. Add to that the 10-bit color depth, allowing the screen to display up to 1 billion colors, plus the full customization of those colors and the look of the screens in the MIUI settings, and you won't look back on other screens. When it comes to the shape of the screen, it's actually quad curved, so it's curved both on the sides and at the top and the bottom. I've enjoyed curved screens since the Samsung Galaxy S7 Plus, so I personally liked it a lot. There's also something for the gamers. The screen supports up to 120Hz refresh rate, but you have to change it in the settings to make use of it. It also boasts touch sampling at 480Hz, so you'll definitely be happy if it's something that's important for you. The screen is protected by the latest Gorilla Glass technology, Gorilla Glass Victus, so it should be less prone to scratches and breaking. While we're at the subject of screens, we need to also mention the secondary screen. It's actually the same 1.1-inch OLED screen as the one found in the Mi Band 5, which we unboxed on the channel a while ago. It's a touchscreen, and you can wake it with a tap to see the current time or whatever you set it to. The phone actually allows you to customize it quite a lot. The most basic option is just the time and date. You can also set a custom signature or some other text, using a number of different fonts and colors, and even text alignments, or just go with an image or some other logo, like I did with the Tech Travel Geeks logo. However, the main use of this secondary screen is for photography. It allows you to use any of the 3 back-facing cameras, but you'll be actually able to see yourself while taking the photos. This is by far one of my favorite features of this device, and I will discuss it in much more detail in the upcoming camera review, so make sure to check it out very soon. Would I call this a gimmick then? If it was only for texts, logos and notifications, then yes. But thanks to the selfie functionality, it was a fantastic feature, and I love every single one of the photos that I've taken with the help of this screen. Coming back to the performance, you can naturally expect top-of-the-line specifications. The phone is powered by Qualcomm's most powerful system-on-chip at the time of recording, namely the Snapdragon 888. It uses the latest 5nm manufacturing process, which should make it very efficient. You can expect the system to run battery smooth, with the operating system and any app you throw at it running as smoothly as possible. I enjoyed playing a number of games on this device, including third-person shooters like PUBG, Call of Duty Mobile and Fortnite, and all of them ran smoothly on the highest details available. All the racing games I tried like Asphalt 9 and my favorite Asphalt Extreme Rally Racing had no issues whatsoever and ran perfectly fine. Even Genshin Impact, one of the most demanding games on Android, ran great on highest settings and looked amazing on this device, so no complaints about it. I think the only way to make this phone sweat is to play some console emulators. And everything was smooth even when playing PlayStation 2 games like God of War 2 or PlayStation portable games like, again, God of War Ghosts of Sparta. In both cases, the games run very smoothly, so you can expect to thoroughly enjoy gaming on this device. Just bear in mind that the phone might get warm after some longer sessions. Luckily, the Mi 11 Ultra has Xiaomi's new phase-changing cooling system, which should help keeping the phone cooler for you. The phone can come with either 8 or 12 GB of RAM, which will be plenty to run Android and keep the state of quite a few apps and games in memory while it's on. The good thing is that you'll have plenty of storage to keep all of your games. The phone comes with either 256 GB of storage or up to half a terabyte, but the 256 GB in my review unit was definitely enough for me. Just bear in mind that there's no expandable storage available. When it comes to the battery life, the 5000 mAh battery worked great for me. I managed to get a full day's worth without issues while using the phone as my main device, so that's all good. I have noticed, however, that taking a lot of photos and videos puts a bit of a strain on the battery. It drains it faster, so you need to be mindful of that. Luckily, the phone supports really fast charging, up to 67 W with the included fast charger. Unfortunately, I didn't have one to check it out, but according to Xiaomi, it should change from empty to full in under 40 minutes, which is great. Not only that, the phone also supports wireless charging, which is quite rare for Xiaomi devices. What's even better is that it's also up to 67 W, which is amazing for a wireless charger. Keep in mind, you will need a specific charger from Xiaomi, which is quite difficult to get right now, but it's great to see that functionality available going forward. Plus, the phone supports reverse wireless charging at 10 W, so you'll be able to wirelessly charge other phones or earphones with it when needed. At the time when I had this device, the Mi 11 Ultra was running on Android 11 and MIUI 12, but version 12.5 was already being rolled out in some markets, so you can expect continued updates and a lot of new features coming up soon. I had the global version of this device, and as mentioned earlier, it performed great. It was also getting timely security updates, as I was on April update quite early in April. Software experience is quite subjective, depending on what you think about different Android distributions, but I personally really like MIUI myself. It comes with all the features and options for configuration I might need, so I always appreciate that. I'm especially a fan of highly customizable app drawer, which is just great. You also get live wallpapers, or super wallpapers as they're called here. I actually quite enjoyed them and use them as my wallpaper of choice most of the time. One thing to remember though is that the phone, similar to other Xiaomi devices, comes with quite a lot of pre-installed apps, on top of the usual Google and Xiaomi tools. You got social apps like Facebook, LinkedIn and TikTok, shopping apps like Amazon, eBay and Agoda, plus Netflix. Luckily, you can uninstall all of them easily, but don't expect a clean system when you first switch the device on. When it comes to ads, I actually didn't experience any while using this pre-production review device, but you might get some, especially in the security app, which usually pops up after installing some apps. Their mileage might vary, but I haven't found them annoying on any Xiaomi devices in the last year or so. If you'd like to hear more about the software experience, check our setup and software video, linked in the description and in the card above. For security, the Mi 11 Ultra supports an in-screen fingerprint scanner. It's actually one of the fastest I've used in a while, so I was really happy with it. No problems with it at all, unlike some other devices I tested recently, which weren't the fastest. I normally prefer side-mounted ones in cheaper Xiaomi devices, but this one worked perfectly fine. There's actually a secondary feature of the fingerprint scanner. You can use it as a heart rate monitor. It took me quite a while to find it, as there's no separate app that I could find, and it won't be super accurate, but it's quite an interesting concept for sure. There's also face detection, and it was also great. It even worked with the mask on, which is great in the current situation. When it comes to connectivity, the Mi 11 Ultra 5G comes with, wait for it, 5G connectivity. Since they've expanded 5G coverage here in Edinburgh recently, I was able to get 5G speeds just outside of my house, getting over 600 megabits per second download speeds, which is great to see. Just bear in mind that the speed and availability will depend on your network's coverage and network congestion. The phone also comes with NFC, but its availability might depend on the market, so make sure to check it before you buy it. As with most recent premium smartphones, there's unfortunately no carriage port, aka 3.5mm headphone jack. Luckily, to compensate for this, we get fantastic stereo speakers tuned by Harman Kardon, and those are one of my favorite speakers on any phone in a long while. They are really loud for a smartphone, and you also get some nice bassy sound, which is not very common on other devices. I also had no problems when using WhatsApp or Messenger calls with my family and friends. The sound was clean, and I had no complaints from them when it comes to sound quality. According to the specifications, the phone actually uses 3 microphones, and some of them are used for noise cancellation, which would partially explain the improved quality. Before we finish, let me briefly touch on the photo and video capabilities of this device, as it's an integral and key feature of the Mi 11 Ultra. You get 3 cameras on the back. 50 megapixel main camera with a massive 1/1.12 inch sensor and f1.9 aperture, taking fantastic photos in most situations. 48 megapixel ultra wide camera with a very wide angle, allowing you to take some great landscape photos. 48 megapixel 5x telephoto lens, allowing for some great zoom photos, and which in theory can zoom up to 120 times, but in reality I wouldn't go over 10 or 20 times myself. On top of that, you also get a 20 megapixel selfie camera, which does take some nice photos, but as mentioned, for photos you can use the back cameras instead. So this lens will be useful mostly for video calls and video recording. The phone also comes with lots of great video features, including 4K 60 frames per second and 8K using all of the back-facing lenses, as well as some new features which we'll discuss in the camera review video as well. So, what are my overall thoughts about this device? As you might guess, I thoroughly enjoyed using it during my time of reviewing it. It's the first phone which could fully replace my favorite Huawei P30 Pro. They both have fantastic cameras with tons of versatility, further expanded by Mi 11 Ultra's secondary screen, great performance, battery life, and have all the quality of life features that aren't available in most mid-range devices, like wireless charging and reverse charging, premium stereo speakers, and, what's quite important for me, waterproofing. I also like Xiaomi's software experience, especially with the upcoming updates. There's just one caveat: all those premium features come with a premium price. The phone is now available in the UK for $11.99 for the 12GB RAM and 250GB of storage version, the same model that I reviewed, and is the same price as the original price of the Samsung S21 Ultra, but 100 more than its current price while it's on sale. Both are very comparable devices, but I'd personally choose Xiaomi's Ultra thanks to all the extra features and the better chipset here in the UK. But it's something to bear in mind when considering this phone. As for me, I was really sad to do the factory reset at the end of this review cycle, and I'm definitely still hoping to get my own model. That is, once I've shared the camera review video with you here on the channel. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. But for now, thanks for watching.